Welcome everyone to Stu's Travel, the one-stop shop for all my travel and yours. If y'all don't follow me on Facebook, I did a nice little live update just to give an update to my Facebook friends and family. And just a quick update what I talked about. Just telling them, hey, I have some trips planned this year. Did my first sale. I do want to congratulate myself. First sale happened for Stu's Cruise Getaways and Travel. So if you need any help, reach me out there. I'll put all my contact details in the description, which I need to start working on that better, as well as links to today's topics. Today's topics are the 3 major changes within the travel industry. Hold on real quick. Travel changes for Americans. Alright. Americans in 2025. There are 3 major changes coming to the travel industry for us Americans. Okay? Again, I'll put links to all 3 locations coming in 2025. So, update on my trip. Still working on it. Waiting for a few things to come in so everything can get bought and paid for. Once that happens, I will go over more stuff to go into. Like where I'm going, how I did it, what I'm doing for my week vacation, and how to pack. We're going to do a video, a vlog. I hope everybody enjoyed my vlog last week. We're going to add in a vlog on going and signing up for the pre-TSA checkpoint. So you jump ahead and what all that entails. I can't take you into the building, but just not of where I'm going. When I get there, just a quick walk around the outside, give you some updates. Then when I'm done, tell you everything that went on and how long it took. So just trying to get used to that vlog style. We're going to jump around between vlog and this. So one week I might be doing just this. One week I might do vlog. I missed last week's live, which is sort of the reason why I jumped on Facebook. So at least once a month I'll be live on Facebook. And at least once a month I'll be live here on YouTube. Just trying to get everything figured out. Been sick for the last few weeks off and on, so the live just wasn't able really on this platform. I don't want to just jump on without giving people a heads up. Alright, this week's topic is the 3 new travel for domestic and international destinations. Now again, this is going to be according to abcnews.com, which is still within the United States. This is done for December 31st, 2024, so the dates and everything should be accurate to today. It's just a thing. I have this. I'll link the real links into the description of the actual websites. The first thing is something I've talked about a couple times is your real ID. Again, starting May 7th, 2025, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security will enforce the use of real ID at airports and some federal facilities, which means if you go, maybe say Social Security, maybe even with the VA, if you want to go into some of these IRS, any of these bigger buildings that they may bring you into, maybe even housing. You need a real ID, a passport, or a military ID. All 3 are, 2 of them are federally issued, and the other one being your driver's license. Most states have what's called the real ID, which is, I can't give you the number because it varies state by state, as well as a couple states call it an enhanced license. Maybe see if I can get the idea of what it's called, what states have them. Nope, they do not have it on here. Again, I'll go actually send in the actual links to the actual sites in my description. Now, the real ID does not replace passports for international trips, just like the military ID does not if you're going on personal trips overseas. But it is mandatory for domestic flights in the United States. Doesn't matter if you're going. When I lived in Florida, you'd have some people that would fly from Jacksonville to Gainesville. If you don't have a real ID, you're not getting on that plane. Again, this is for commercial use. It most likely does not work when you own the plane, but that's for another story on another day. Again, most of us, if you have it, hold on, I've showed it before. Let me pull out my Florida license. I haven't transferred over yet to Ohio. But if you have a star right there in the corner, there we go. Star in the corner. That is a real ID. Again, the star in the corner is a real ID. So, if you want your driver's license is real ID, that's how you know. And if you're renewed recently, you most likely have a real ID. So is that some states it's 10 years. If you haven't renewed, it's about time to go get a new one. Okay. The other one's already taken effect. It started January 8th, 2025. If you enter the UK as a U.S. citizen, you must get what is called an ETA, which is electronic travel authorization. It's their visa to enter. It costs £10, which is roughly between $12 to $15 depending on the day because of fluctuation of the pound and the dollar. Here it says approximately 13. I like to give a higher number just in case something happens. So that started January 8th. Again, I will put the link in the description of where you go. Most countries now in the world have some sort of visa. I think we even charge people to come in our country. So I think just Europe in general, just like not anymore. We used to be able to go to England prior to January 8th for 6 months with no visa. Now we can. That's only for visiting. That's no work. You cannot work. So you have to get a work visa. Oh, and this one, it's not 6 months. The ETA is valid for multiple entries into the UK through a 2-year period. So you can go there on and off for 2 years with that one entry. So that's good to know. There still might be limits on how long you can be there. Again, the link I give you, which is for the UK site, may break that down. You may only be able to stay 6 months at a time, but you could enter and come, probably do one of those, jump to France and come back. So there you go. That started January 8th, so that is current. That's current. Also, I don't know if there's an exact date. Let me check this real quick. Nope. All right. So, there's a new one called the ETIAS entry and exit requirements. And this is the European Union's European Travel Information and Authorization System. So they now have a visa. There's another visa. I can't even pronounce what it starts with. This is part of that visa. It takes effect May 2025. So May is a big month for travel changes within the industry. You need a new ID and a visa to go to Europe. So, U.S. passport holders who previously traveled without a visa will now. So now we used to not have to. We would be able to stay for 90 days in a 180-day period. So once you're granted the ETIAS travel authorization, travelers will be able to enter participating countries multiple times for short-term stays, usually up to 90 days over a 180-day period. So you can stay up to 90 days within the 6 months. Now, if you're flying through and you're connecting, say you're going from, and this is for both United Kingdom and Europe. You're flying to, say, Morocco in Africa, and you have to do a layover in Frankfurt or Heathrow or whatever Paris is called. It's a long name, and I'm not good with French. You don't need a visa to do a transfer. You only need a visa if you're staying in that country. Okay? So you only jump from one to the other. And these are valid for up to 3 years. But if you get a new passport because it expires, you have to get a new ETIAS authorization. It costs €7. This one's €7. So that's anywhere from like $7.25 to like $8. Again, depends on the day because the dollar fluctuates every day. So again, I go high with the $8.15 for the pound. It's not that high, but if something happens, you just don't want to be caught off guard. So just be aware, one's about $8, the other one's about $15. Which is not bad because there are some out there that's $250 visas or tourist visa for $50, $75, $100. So just know where you're going. Again, use a travel agent. Not saying necessarily me, but use any travel agent. That's their job to help you figure out what your additional costs are. Because when you're thinking vacations, most people think of travel, where to stay, what to do, but not the cost that's in between the travel and the stay. Things that you might need on the way there, stuff like that. Hold on, there's a new one. Not sure about that because they just recently did a new change. So, like I said, the 3 big changes coming to the travel industry in 2025 as of February 18th is your real ID, the visa to enter the United Kingdom, and it's good for 2 years, and your visa to enter and exit Europe, which the visa is good for 3 years, but you're only good for 90 days in a 180-day period. So means you can stay 90 days straight. You can go do a month, go to England for a month, go back for a month. You can do that for a year. A month in England, a month in Europe, a month in England, a month in Europe. You jump back and forth like that for a year. 2 years, and total of 2 years because one's good for 3 years, one's good for 2 years. So that was something you were looking at. But yeah, that's the big travel industry changes for 2025. It's kind of boring, I know. It's just words, but it's good boring because you need to know this. Again, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I know last week someone asked a question about, I'll answer last week's question this week because there's only one question, and that was from, I believe, my friend Michael Chris Shoup, and that was, how much does the TSA checkpoint entry stuff cost? And it costs between, I want to say it was like $77 to about $87. There's 3 different options. The cheap one gets you in over 200 airports domestically, and it's good for 5 years. So when I say $75, you divide that 70. So say 75. I think there's some change to it, and that's why I say 77. But if it's 75, you divide that by 5, you get what? 13. So you're looking at $13 a year, roughly. You have to pay it all at once, but if you break it down by year, and if you travel a lot, one of the worst parts about flying is having to do the TSA checkpoint and waiting in that line. That could be an hour, 2 hours long sometimes, depending on where you're going through. And usually the pre-TSA checkpoint line promises 10 to 20 minutes. So it's definitely in bigger airports, it's a little better to go through the pre-check. So again, answering his question is between 70, we're getting rounding up, 77 to 87, 3 different options. I'll even post that into the description below, so you can, if you're interested. There you go. Another big option thing that's within that, which I'm not doing, just because it is good, but not every country does it. So it's like way more. It's like $150, and I don't know how long it's good for. And it's a global entry. That's where you can skip the lines in foreign, but not all foreign airports are the same, so I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it or not yet. I will do more research on that. And then after my trip in August, when I go to the Philippines, I'll let you know if that's something I'll consider after that, because the travel. All right, that's it for this week. Thank you all for stopping by. Remember, when I end, I always put up my information, so if you have any questions, please reach on out. All right, until next time. Peace and aloha.